Hi guys, how you doing? Going to be looking at PCV today, positive crankcase ventilation. Uh, I see a lot of, there's some very good stuff on it. You can look up, but I'm going to try to sharpen the pencil on this a little bit. So what exactly does it do? Well, it's to control the blow-by gases once they enter the crankcase. Back in the day, a long time ago, uh, they would use what's called a draft tube, and all that was just coming off of both uh, valve covers in a V8. It was just a tube, and it went down and underneath the vehicle, and it just sucked all the blow-by gases out into the atmosphere. And they decided that that was bad, so they developed a PCV system, which honestly was one of the first emissions-related systems installed on a car, or mandated on a car, way back in the 60s. It was before anybody else, and it really does a great job, and it's still used today. The, the engines that we design are much better sealed, ring technology, finish technology, metallurgical quality, tolerances, machining capabilities. All those things have reduced dramatically the amount of blow-by gases that pass the piston rings, and that's what we're talking about. It's not a lot, at least anymore, although there always will be some. We've got such high pressures that it causes the uh, combustion gases to get past it. And in that is, some raw hydrocarbons, which is a lot of it. Moisture is another one, and just some gases that we have to take care of. And we do this by putting it back into the intake manifold. Intake manifold is under vacuum. So we use that draw from the vacuum to help circulate the air inside the crankcase. So we draw fresh air in through the air cleaner, generally behind the air cleaner, so it's clean air entering the engine. We don't want dirty air, like outside air. So it has to enter through some type of a filter, and then it's sucked up through the valve on the other side. The this is considered a closed system, a Type 4 system, which is by far the most common type. Now, the metering device changes a little bit, but it utilizes manifold vacuum that's present inside the intake manifold. Now, vacuum is highest during uh, steady cruise, and it's lowest at acceleration. Steady cruise and idle, it's high. Acceleration, it's low. Now, run through the valve once. Now, these valves have very, very specific flow rates. This air that's being utilized that's being controlled by the PCV system is used for combustion. It's part of the air that goes in the cylinder. So this has to be metered. The PCV valve is critical to this function. Here's the number. 20% of the air during acceleration is coming through the PCV system. These are not computer controlled. It is monitored how much air, somewhat. And as long as the system is sealed, it should give the right amount. Now, if these things get dirty, which happens all the time, and they do need to be cleaned and serviced, which most people don't, this can upset this balance, which throws off your fuel trims. And the valve has such a specific flow rate. It is one of those things that you really have to watch. I have seen many times the PCV system cause drivability issues, and usually it's some type of a hesitation on acceleration is usually where this thing falls apart. So this is one of those places where I suggest to not buy the cheap dollar store PCV valve. It's really a critical function for the engine. It needs to be correct. We'll walk you through it. Here's how the valve works. There's a spring. Now this is the engine side. So this is the suck side. Air is being sucked this way into the intake manifold. This is the clean air side. There's a spring and the shuttle that is spring loaded in the open position. So as vacuum is high, read that as low load, this guy closes. On acceleration, this guy opens more, but there's less suck on this side, so it has to. You see how this works? It's spring loaded in the open position. So at idle, manifold vacuum is high, this guy is held to a low flow rate. Get it? And then as we accelerate, on acceleration, manifold vacuum goes low. This is the suck side. So the spring actually pushes the shuttle back, and that's what causes it to flow more. It opens. And then if we have some type of a backfire situation, really high manifold positive pressure, something has gone wrong, it actually closes this guy off and seals off the fresh airflow. Get it? Some of these guys are orifice controlled, where there's no shuttle, there's no spring, there's no valve. Chryslers are big in this, that the 4.0 straight 6 on the Jeeps, it's just an orifice control. So this guy, you hear people say, oh, the way you check it is if it rattles, it's good. Well, some don't rattle. And then that spring also wears out somewhat. So it may change the flow rate based on the spring pressure. We have some other systems out there. Most of the new ones, because this is kind of a critical system nowadays, and they don't want it to be disconnected, the tubes that they use, the hoses that they use are locked on. They don't want them accidentally being left off or coming off. So these things are like quarter turn, or it's got a, some type of a lock on it to stop it from happening. Some of these guys are actually heated. Some of them use antifreeze that surrounds it. There's like 2 hoses that go in and out. And some of them are actually electrically connected. It's electrically controlled. These are pretty expensive. These guys will set a code for if one of the hoses becomes disconnected or if it becomes cracked. 2004, this is tier 2 stuff, the newer stuff. There's actually a monitor for PCV systems. It'll see when it opens the PCV valve, it'll look for a switch, a lean switch in the O2 sensor. So computer commands the PCV open. PCV opens, O2 sensor responds by seeing lean, because it's dumping a whole bunch of oxygen into the system. So it's tested for flow. If it doesn't see this, it says, bank 1 or bank 2 lean. It sees the lean code. It'll see the lean code. It doesn't, how do I say this? The PCV hose is disconnected and it's just dumping all kinds of air into the system. It'll set a lean code. So this is one of the places where you go look for this. And that's about it. Pretty easy.